I can see why we bring attention to our Civil War heritage. From a tourist dollar perspective, it's a great move. The Virginia Civil War tourism industry is a good industry for Virginia, for good reason. A good bit of the war was fought here. History buffs from across the country and across the world want to come here and walk the hallowed grounds that the Northern and Southern soldiers fought on. Confederate History Month, though, and using that terminology obviously is going to inflame passions, and we've seen that on AugustaFreePress.com, and we've seen it on other websites too that have mentioned stories about this month being proclaimed Confederate History Month. And I wonder why we went down this line of controversy when we didn't have to. Because now you're hearing from people about tourism boycotts and things like that. I don't know that anything will actually get generated too much. The people who would lead them wouldn't be coming here for Civil War reasons anyway. But we didn't need to go down this line of negative attention unless you're playing politics. And that's the issue I guess I want to bring up here. I think Bob McDonnell, in proclaiming Virginia in the month of April to be celebrating Confederate History Month, is playing some politics that he doesn't need to be playing. We want to praise Bob McDonnell for a lot of things he's been doing. His executive directive on non-discrimination in state hiring, very big positive. Last week, signing legislation regarding the green industry and taking more steps, following in the footsteps of Tim Kaine to get Virginia in the direction of going green. Good move. This is one of those, though, where I guess he feels the need. He's reaching out to the center and center left on some issues. He maybe feels the need to shore up that far right base, and this is a way to do it. But you're messing with tourist dollars here when you do that, and I don't know that we're serving any purposes here except again to play those politics. In the future, I think we could consider in Virginia a Civil War History Month, which would recognize the fact too that not all folks in Virginia were for secession. I live in a part of the state, the Shenandoah Valley, that the majority of the delegates of the state convention that voted for secession actually voted against it from our part of the state. And we would probably be part of West Virginia if it wasn't for the fact that the South was able to keep military control of this part of Virginia for the bulk of the Civil War. Virginia has a much more, let's say, two-sided history with the Civil War and the Confederacy and the slavery institution than a bold proclamation that Virginia needs to celebrate a Confederate History Month would indicate. I mean, we've forgotten that in the last 150 years. You see the T-shirts on people at the county fair that say, Southern and proud of it, it's my heritage, it's not hate, things like that. This has become a political linchpin. We need to get that out of this, especially because, again, the value of proclaiming Confederate History Month isn't for the politics. The value is for making money for Virginia from the tourist sector. And we may be throwing some of that money away. I don't know, just thinking out loud here. I think we can do something that appeals to everybody with this if we reconsider it in the future. That's my rant for today. I'm Chris Graham.